just feel like I'm in the basement with you guys. It's just so nice.
I know, it's nice. Cozy.
Welcome to the Kindness Chronicles. Here we are again, giving the world a dose of the Minnesota kindness that it desperately needs, whether they like it or not. We are back in the basement. We got the fire burning. Yeah. It's nice and warm down here. Mrs. Schweitz is upset because she's usually on the treadmill this time of night.
Oh. Yeah.
We're taking her that right now if she wants.
We're in the gym down here.
It might be a little distracting if she were here, but
Yeah,
we've got Steve Brown.
Hi.
Hello, Steve. We got Jeff back there. Hi, Jeff.
Everyone.
Michael Dempsey here again for a
good
Clown
to be back.
Car episode.
And John, I'm just going to give the viewer a little look at your slippers because those are really fashionable. There we go. I like those.
Oh, cute.
These are, what do we call these? These are Heffelfingers or something. Heffenflangers.
Looks nice. Yeah,
They're
you
very
need 'em
nice.
in
My
this cold
daughter
weather.
was in Sweden last weekend, so these are kind of Sweden kind
good
of
for
shoes.
you.
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
wooden
Nice.
shoes.
They're like clogs.
This is a globetrotter.
I'm kind of a clog kind of a guy. KG, you're in Nashville.
Yes, I am. One of the most overrated cities in the National Hockey League. And because of my feelings about this city, I will not be leaving my hotel room tonight in Nashville.
What do you
Oh,
think will be
wow.
for dinner? Will there be a
Hot chicken.
Barbecue?
Whatever room service has available. I'm hoping for a burger and fries. I'm feeling like a burger and fries. I've got
Sure.
the Penguins Islanders game, which is airing on TNT in about half an hour. Got the pregame on right now. I'm going to build my placards, get ready for the Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow on our broadcast, I am unveiling my line charts and defensive partners for Team USA.
Oh, look at that.
So wait a minute. Wait a
Get
minute.
back
Like calligraphy.
Can you do a sneak preview?
Give us just a
Well,
couple.
you guys will be the first ones to see
Here we
it.
go.
You won't hear
Oh,
it until
nice.
tomorrow.
So are Hughes and Faber going to be together?
In my eyes, they are. Who knows what Coach Mike Sullivan will do, but they've got such great chemistry. They're both so good at rushing the puck. And I know Slavin from Carolina and Faber played together last year in the Four Nations, but remember, Quinn Hughes was hurt and didn't get to play in that tournament. So I think they stay together. I think Matt Boldy ends up on their first line with Austin Matthews and Jake Gensel, which is really
boy.
cool.
Hill Murray.
Matt Boldy has 29 goals, more than any other player on the Team USA roster. So the bottom
More
line
than
is
Austin
they have
Matthews?
superstars. Huh?
He's got more goals than Austin Matthews?
He does.
What?
He does.
Wow.
Yes.
That is incredible for being so young.
Who's
Just a
Austin
quick-
Matthews?
No. Just a question for KJ. This is a little more semantics of what you got there. Do you bring like a marker kit and some construction
Yes.
paper?
Yeah,
I love that.
do.
I love that
I
you're
do too.
I bring loads
It's
and
very
loads of
artistic.
Sharpies.
It's
Wow.
nice.
I bring
crayons
placards,
and
paper. Yeah. I
look at all that.
Some kind of fly-by-night
You really had a
operation.
plan. This is. Do you do this
Oh.
often? Is this a common?
Throughout the year, though. When I'm on
I've
the
heard
road,
about the placards.
Yeah, me
so-
too. That's
Yeah, I have placards for the broadcast.
on the road
I don't
though. Yeah,
end up looking at them, but if I write it down
there you
and
go.
have it with me right before we go on the air, I'll glance at it and then I'll be ready to fire a bullet and not have to look down at my notes and just remember. It's no different than in college. I mean, just scrambling around,
John, that's a
memorizing
professional.
stuff, trying to get things sorted out up here.
Mhm.
It's funny because I'm kind of a walking, living, breathing dinosaur. If you look at sideline reporters in professional sports,
Yep.
Over 50 with a penis is probably not the norm. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
truthfully, these young ladies that work in this business have these tablets and this fancy stuff. And
Yeah,
they're just looking down and everything they do is digital.
no
And then they
placard.
see me, 3 chins and no hair, and they're like, "What is this guy doing?" But it's how it works. And
Yeah, you
that's-
got it.
It's
Yeah,
got to
you
be
gotta-
kind of endearing for them.
Could you take us back about a week ago to Hockey Day, Minnesota?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
one of my
remember
favorite
waking
days
up
of the
on
year.
Saturday knowing that you were going to be
Yes.
there, and it was 21 below zero. Tell us about
It was
that.
cold. Well, for the first time in my life, I went and purchased one of those heated vests. That
Oh.
You have a battery
Oh.
charger and you press the button and it
Yep.
warms you up. I had 4 or 5 layers on, including long underwear. I had the big, strong boots. And you know what? We're Minnesotans. We figured out it was really cold. We got lucky, though. There was really no wind. The sun came out. And I was out there for the first 2 games. And then I got to go back and work the Wild game that night in the cozy confines of Grand Casino Arena. So no, it was really cool. Hockey Day Minnesota is such a magical event for all of us because it's months of planning. And for the host city, Hastings, it's a couple of years of getting ready to host.
Yeah.
It'll be in Brainerd next year, which is pretty cool.
I thought it was Maple Grove.
And then Maple Grove 2 years
Okay,
from now.
2
So
years.
yeah, we've got the next two kind of
Was there
lined up. And
Was
it's really all about raising money for the city because the host city, if they do it right, ends up raising 6 figures,
Good.
likely $100,000 to $150,000 for their youth hockey programs to help put kids back on the ice. And I know the Wild are doing a great initiative with Skated Forward in that same realm where they're trying to make hockey more accessible for families that might not have great resources.
Well, it's good to know that up and coming community of Maple Grove will have access to an extra 150 grand.
Right. They
Hey,
need
one
it.
last question about the being out there. Was there shrinkage? Tell us about the shrinkage.
I'm going to tell you right now, the hardest part, and I mean this sincerely, there are kids listening, cover your ears. When you work an outdoor hockey game with multiple layers and long underwear, not your
Yeah.
typical boxer shorts,
Yeah.
and you factor in the shrinkage and you drink 4,
Yeah.
5, 6 bottles of water during the broadcast,
Yeah.
the most challenging part of the day are the 3 or 4 trips you make to the porta potty trying to figure out how to get that thing out without peeing all over your pants. So, yeah, thanks for bringing that
Nice
up.
visual. Thank
Wow.
Welcome to the kindness crowd.
It's not shrinkage, it's freezage.
Yeah, no
is,
kidding.
that is crazy. Did the vest really work? You first
Yes.
time buying
Oh.
it? I don't own one, so it worked. It was nice to have the heated vest.
You got about 2.5 hours. I put it on high power. The game where I was outdoors, kind of ice level, and it was really cool. And
Huh.
like I said, first time I've ever, went to Shields, kind of asked the guy that was working there, like, hey, I'm not an outdoorsman, I'm an indoorsman. I don't know what I'm doing here, but this is what I need. And he hooked me up. The thing is really, really cool. And I'm not sure if I'll use it again before Hockey Day next year because, as you guys can see, I'm in my pajamas already at 6:30.
You got your
in
markers.
Nashville, which is considered this great city to go out and have all that fun. But here I am.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Where are your comrades going out for dinner tonight?
Well, there's a couple different pockets. You got the fancy people led by Anthony LaPanta that have found an Italian place here in town. I don't know the name of it, but they're going to go out and rip it up with some really nice Italian food and some nice wine, and then they'll end up at Tootsie's for the music later at night. And the other guys are just going to kind of wing it, go down on Broadway and try to find some barbecue. And these are the radio guys, the digital guys, the PR guys. So yeah, there's a couple different pockets. Both groups were disappointed that I chose to stay in the night, but you know what? I've been traveling a lot. We've been going out. We had some great dinners here recently on the road trips we were on, and then I leave. We get home tomorrow night on Thursday, and I leave, or Wednesday, and I leave Thursday morning to go see my grandson down in Orlando this weekend.
Little Leo.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
Thanks for hanging in here with us and talking to us. But I have a question for you about Nashville, about the weather. I know they had some like 6 inches of snow or something. What is it like there now? And is the snow gone already, or what's the weather like? Just curious.
First thing we did when we landed, we were all like, well, let's see what's going on here, because on social media it looked terrible. I know there were over 1 million people without power, and to see snow down here and all that ice is rare. When we're here in the hockey time of the season, normally it's 50, 60 degrees.
Yeah.
Today it's pouring rain. It's in the 40s, so all that snow has kind of been washed away.
Okay.
Still a miserable weather day, truthfully. And you guys know Nashville is a city where you walk around and take in some music, indoor, outdoor, that combo there, and you mix with all the people. But it's an awful weather night, so I'm actually really happy that I had made this decision to stay in, do the podcast, and hunker down.
KG, one of the reasons that I adore you so much is the fact that you are operating exactly as I would if I were with those people.
Yeah.
I was recently in Nashville, and I was there with my bride and a couple of other couples, and we'd go out for a nice dinner, and at about 9 o'clock, when it was time to go to bed like normal human beings, they all would go out.
Whoa.
I would get my rest.
Get the music going.
And then the next morning, I was as fresh as a daisy.
Yeah,
And those
they were dead
people,
tired.
and they were a disaster.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm sorry, KG, go ahead. I was gonna.
Well, it's just changed. And maybe you were going there too, but like I've been doing this for 20 years. In the first 6 or 7 years of my travel with the Wild, this was a really great place to hang out. You could walk in and out of these places. They weren't jam packed. I would say in the last 6 or 8 years, it's gotten out of control down here. I mean, you can't move, and I don't care. Like tonight, it's a Tuesday night. There's bachelorette parties, and I know people, bachelorette party, that sounds great. No, you can't move. Every place is packed. There's a wait to get in half these places. In college, I was all for that, guys. I loved it. I did it. I lived it. It was awesome. But at age 58, I'm not doing it. And so I have, for many years, when I get to Nashville, it's either a movie or what I'm doing tonight. I avoid that area.
I do have a tip for you, though. If you're an early morning riser, fresh like a daisy like John, if you and I know you're a fan of Taylor Swift, her favorite coffee shop is Fido. So check that out. We took our daughters there for a little Taylor Swift sort of vacation and checked out all the favorite places that Taylor Swift hung out.
I'm a Swiftie, so that's a great town.
Yeah.
I will get up tomorrow because I am an early riser. I get up no later than 7 o'clock, and so I'll go find Fido and see if I'm not a coffee guy, but I'm sure they'll have a hot chocolate.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. We'll just keep the Nashville theme. I have to agree with all of us old guys in here. I travel a lot as well. I travel for business. Kevin, I'm just like you. I'd be sitting there just like you. I do find, I try to find if I'm in a city, what's the city known for from a culinary perspective. So I was in Nashville for the first time maybe 10 years ago, and the food was hot chicken, right? So Nashville hot chicken, and there was a place called Hattie B's, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And, I've been to Hattie B's,
Hattie B's, right, was sort of the original and it sort of branched out. But I remember I was in an Uber or a cab, and I was at a conference out at I think the Grand Ole Opry, right? It's in a Gaylord facility, right? One of those big facilities. And they said, "Oh, if you want authentic hot chicken, you got to go to this place." And I forgot what the name of it was, but
this story just got
right.
terrible.
I don't want to tell you. It's not open anymore.
Oh,
it is not open.
Don't try to go there.
Really good.
Yeah, it was. Well, I'll tell you. So the last day of my conference, I said, "Take me to this place." I went with a colleague of mine. It was in an old, dilapidated strip mall, and there was a line out the door. They had converted an old laundromat dry cleaner into this hot chicken restaurant, and you walked in and you walked to the back of the restaurant, and it was takeout only, and there was somebody sitting behind the counter where you would take in dry cleaning, and you would order, and they would turn around, and there was a window boarded up by plywood, but they'd taken an old hacksaw and hacked out a small window. And you would give the order to the person behind the table. They would turn around and shout inside that little window that was plywood, and they'd go, half chicken, triple X hot, and then you just waited, and there was just
cheeseburger, Pepsi.
Oh my goodness, it was. But the hot chicken was incredible. So hot chicken in Nashville. I agree with you. In bed at 8, up early, go get some coffee.
Well, just real quick, let me tell you what hot chicken ends up becoming.
You know
what?
Heartburn?
You might be going to bed at 8, but you're up at about midnight with fire in the hole.
Yeah.
It's kind of
John, what's your favorite food on the road? Give me a
hole.
city, John, that you love.
What's that?
Where you've traveled for work and you love the food.
My favorite
culinary
city. I really loved Wilmington, North Carolina.
Oh.
Wow, I would not have guessed.
Now, when we lived in Wilmington, there were a number of restaurants down there that were just exceptional. There was a place called the Bridge Tender, which is where we went when we had a healthy bank account. And then there was a place called, you know what?
Cracker Barrel?
Cracker Barrel. Yeah.
Was there a plywood hole in the wall?
No, it was not
That's-
a plywood hole in the
it was
wall.
called the Oceanic, and that restaurant is featured in all kinds of movies because Carolco Studios is down in Wilmington, and they shoot a lot of movies there.
Cool.
But while before I forget, what does this have to do with kindness?
I don't know.
We're nobody knows. Steve's upset because we're off.
Wasn't there a
brand, but
goalie story or something?
Goalie
I
fight. I'm
wanted-
watching
yes.
it right now. They're replaying.
They're
it.
replaying the goalie
Okay,
fight.
let's hear
Tell
about
us.
it. I don't know anything about it.
So there was a very kind of a weak goalie fight, but anytime there's a goalie fight,
It's a big deal.
it makes ESPN. But there's some kindness that comes with a goalie fight. Tell us a little bit. And were you ever a part of a goalie
Being
fight?
a goalie yourself.
Never a part of a goalie fight. Never a part of a bench splitting brawl. And I played junior hockey in the USHL in Des Moines for a year. But the fight we're talking about got a lot of coverage because it was an outdoor game where the Buccaneers play in Tampa Bay, and it featured the Lightning against the Boston Bruins. It was a crazy game where the Bruins led 5-1 and ended up losing the game 6-5 in a shootout. And within the game, there was a huge dust up in the Boston end. And their goalie, Jeremy Swayman, is actually on the Team USA placard that I showed you earlier. He's likely the third string goalie for the U.S. at the Olympics in Italy. Good goalie, but during the dust up, he kind of got involved. And in the far end of the rink is Andrei Vasilevsky, who's a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger. He sees that, and he's like, not on my watch. And so he starts skating from the opposite end of the rink to go defend his teammates, because clearly if a goalie's involved in a fight, the Bruins have one extra guy. So he's not going to let that happen. So he skates down to the other end of the rink. They drop off their gloves. They both agree to fight, take off their masks, and they throw them down. And Vasilevsky got the best of it. But the kindness angle is so cool because it's an outdoor game. At the end of the game, they treat it like an NHL playoff game, which they don't do in any other time during the regular season. But for this special event, they line up and shake hands like we see at the end of every playoff series. So everybody was curious as to, like, it was a really pretty aggressive fight, how that was going to play out. And then they get together, that you see them exchange some words and you see them hug. And I'm like, okay, that's a good message to send. In the heat of the battle, you defend your teammates. At the end of the day, you guys make up and have a good hug, and that was cool.
That was cool. One thing I'll point out is there's so many unwritten rules in sports, and just on this note, the reason why the opposing goalie sort of skated out and said, "Not on my watch," because the goalie that got in the dust up, you as an offensive or a defensive player aren't allowed to go after that goalie. Like that's sort of an unwritten rule. It's not like you're going to throw punches at a goalie who's encumbered by all of those pads. So if someone's going to take a swipe at a goalie, it has to be the other goalie.
Got to be goalie on goalie.
Yeah, right? And it's sort of unspoken, like that goalie's going to get in the mix. No one's going to punch that goalie, but the opposing goalie's like, I guess I got to come. I got to defend my team.
Yeah. If you see that goalie kind of getting involved in the dust up, then you got to go down there and defend your teammates. And of course, a couple of years ago, we have a wild tie-in because Marc-Andre Fleury never got in a goalie fight at the NHL level. He did in junior hockey. And there was that game in St. Louis. Jordan Bennington, who's Team Canada's starting goalie, was playing for the Blues. And there was another kerfuffle, and Ryan Hartman, of course, was involved, and Bennington was losing his mind. And in the heat of it, Fleury skated all the way down to the other end of the ice, and he was tapping Bennington on the back of his breather, saying, "Let's go, let's fight."
Yeah.
And Bennington was ready to fight, and the referee stepped in, and it still bothers Marc-Andre Fleury.
He didn't get one.
Sir, you care to fight a bit?
With this British
tap.
accent. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, that's
Kind of a French accent, right?
That's right. KG, what are you going to do? What are you going to do for the break? I mean, there's a big break for the Olympics. What are you going to do? I mean, you're going to visit the grandchild, which is amazing. That's kind. What else?
That's fun. I'm doing a charity event for the Wild. They have a youth hockey spotlight takeover. These are really cool. So we're going to be at a rink, and the kids don't know that all the game ops are there. You got Nordy, you got Adam Abrams, the voice of the Grand Casino Arena. You got myself. You got Wes Walls on one bench coaching. You've got Stepan Veilleux, a former Wild player, coaching on the other bench. They get this really cool gear from the Wild. They dress up the locker room, and then they have all the music and all the same game ops you'd have on a Wild home game they have for these kids. And they show up not knowing, thinking they're going to a practice, and then the building's full. They invite the high school teams there, and it's the marching band. It's really a cool event. And so I'm doing one of those.
Can I ask, is it Breck versus Blake? Is that who it is?
All right.
No, actually, we're doing it. I don't want to spoil it. I hope none of the kids are watching the show, but it's in Hastings, and it's Valentine's weekend. It's on the Friday night the 13th. And so it's going to be really cool. And those are always fun events. And then I think we're going to dip up to Brainerd and go to Grandview. It's one of our favorite places to go. We're going to spend our birthdays are both in February. Chrissy's is the 18th, mine is the 20th. Not that anybody cares, especially our age. We don't celebrate all that much with anybody
It's
else.
Valentine's Day.
So we're going to go up there and take the pups and hang out up there for a weekend.
Gonna get some
Well-
pizza. Gonna get some pizza up there.
Rafferty's Pizza's on
Yeah,
the list.
buddy.
100%.
Yeah, buddy.
You're turning 59, which
Yeah.
means you're 6 months away from being able to dip into that 401k that you've been
Yeah.
waiting for. Yes. 59 and a half. As I understand it, there might be an in-studio appearance for Galentine's Day, which
Yes.
is next Tuesday. There will be
Yes,
a
there-
fantastic meal available, so I'm hoping that,
I'll
that you're
be
able
there.
to be here. We have prepared the ladies next week. We're going to be talking about love language.
Right.
What is your love language? And for a couple of the gals, we're going to have to tell them to keep it clean because their love language is curse words.
Oh boy.
But
Chrissy
we're
is
gonna-
just putting on a pair of those jeans, and I'm all good to go.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Oh, no.
geez.
No, no.
No,
wow.
He's going there.
So
That's kind.
I think
It's lonely on the road. I'm sorry.
I think Chrissy is. I think aren't they going to Phoenix, Chrissy and Becky next weekend?
Yeah, I can't keep
Like
track of
2
all the trips
weekends
that
from
she
now.
has.
I know.
It's the Family Chronicles now. It's
the
turned
family.
into the
You
Family
know what? We're
Chronicles.
just kind of getting our
We're
social
venting.
schedules. We're venting.
Oh,
Exactly. Well, KG, this has been a delight once again
been
having
awesome.
you on. It's good to
Yeah,
catch
it's good
up
to
with
see you.
KG,
to
catching
see
up
you.
with Dempsey. We'll see you next week, hopefully. I'm not sure what the meal is going to be, but I can guarantee it'll be something spectacular.
I will be there.
And it won't be simple because Mrs. Schweitz never does anything simple. I hope she's up there preparing a meal for her husband as we
Yeah.
speak. Yes, most definitely. But anything else, boys?
No, that's
Just
great.
in honor of his birthday, I wanted to.
There it is.
Come on.
All right, I won't embarrass you, but that's
No, no, we're good. We're good. That's enough.
Just real quick, your voice is very high in that. Have the testicles not
1985.
have they not fallen yet?
Oh, good
Oh
stuff. As
no, I
always.
said testicles. That's a word people use. You know what?
They used the P word earlier
Yeah,
today,
we had
so
Quite a-
penis.
quite
It's
a-
just
yeah,
it's a
quite-
foul show.
It's like
Yeah.
the pit over here.
And with that, off we go.
have fun, KG.
Bye, guys.
Work them placards.
Placard time.
Placard.
Placard.
Okay. Goodbye.